Erling Haaland continues to impress for the fantasy managers, and so is Watkins, who's back to the minds of fantasy managers. And we also had a good performance from Arsenal's defense, which is relentless, and those were our pickup points from the last match day of the fantasy. And today again we are in the studio with my expert, one and only
Allan.
Yes, and we are here to try and see what happened in the match day 4 and what is probable to happen in the match day 5, probable captains and everything. So stay tuned. So where were you first?
I had to take a break.
Which break? Which break? There is no break when it comes to fantasy. You see, now our guys watching from home are like, you know what, last weekend we didn't do maybe very well because your expertise was missed, man.
I was a bit under the weather, but then next time we'll make plans just to ensure that if one of us is unavailable, we still have content.
Yes, we still have the content for them. So yeah, good to have you back. I hope you've recovered.
Thank you.
Yeah, so maybe the first question will be, what was your pickup points of the last match day? What do you think of the performance of the match day 4, especially for the players who we expected to play well and those that flopped?
I think, as you said, I'll take nothing away from what you began with. Haaland continues to be Haaland. Again, another good showing, another good 2 goals. So that was for those who captain Haaland, I'm sure they are more happy than those who did captain Salah.
Yep.
The other one was, of course, Watkins. There were a few fantasy Premier League players that showed faith in picking Watkins, and I think it paid off. So maybe on the downside, it will be people who maybe still have Eze in their teams. People who captain Salah, of course.
Yeah, I was one of them.
So it was.
I heard the rumor that Haaland might not play because of various reasons that were personal.
Yes.
I think he was sad. He lost someone, I think, and I put him on my substitutes.
So for someone like Haaland, if you hear such news and yet it's not maybe categorically confirmed, what I will advise is what I did is I'll still captain him, but then I'll have my vice captaincy ban on an equally stronger good player.
Yep.
So for me, I went with of course
him as captain.
So if I had maybe Mo Salah in my team, I'll have gone with Mo Salah, which I'll have suffered, but then I'm happy I didn't. So next time, if it's not injury related, I will still recommend go with him, but then also have your vice captaincy on someone else that you feel that can also have a good match.
Yeah, I think for me it affected me real much because I didn't know that tactic, and I lost a lot of points, but it is what it is. So going into match day 4, of course we have a lot of fixtures here. We have the 2 informed team in the Premier League, Manchester City playing Arsenal. If I just have to mention the fixtures so that we get something from it, we have Chelsea traveling to West Ham. We also have Leicester, Liverpool playing Bournemouth. We also have Spurs playing Brentford at home, Manchester United playing Crystal Palace away. We will see all those fixtures here. We also have Brighton and Nottingham. So that is how the fixtures look like. But according to these fixtures, which 3 players would you advise the managers to sell at this point? Because I see now maybe Arsenal have a kind of hard fixture and things like that.
Okay, to be honest, for now I'm not looking to sell any Arsenal player. Maybe the best I will do is, if I'm unsure about, especially if I have a defender from Arsenal, then the best I could do right now is I will bench them for the match. But then if I have Saka, for example, if there's someone who's going maybe to score in that, it's going to be a tough match, but if there's anyone maybe who can score in that match, it will be Saka. So I'll still have him in my team. So I'll not be looking to sell any, at this point, I'll not sell any Arsenal or Man City player because of just one fixture. I can easily bench them and bring them back in, because after Man City, Arsenal have Leicester at home, Southampton at home, Bournemouth away. Those are good fixtures.
Yeah, to have Arsenal players.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of selling, how about buying? Do you believe there are players out there that someone might be missing? The top 3 players that someone would have them in their team or buy in the team?
Again, so in FPL, I think you'll agree with me. For example, Wissa played, okay, I think he played for the first half, but then he still scored against Man City.
Yeah.
So it's not just traditionally that the players in the big clubs will be the ones we have to pick. So for me, I'll be looking at players like Jimmy Vardy. He's been on a good run of form. I think he's averaging about 5 points per game. And if you look at his fixtures, he has Everton at home, Arsenal away, maybe that's a tough fixture, but then after that he has Bournemouth at home and Soton away. Those are good fixtures for Jamie Vardy as a striker. And you know his credentials as a striker, like top notch. The other player you can look at, if you are a bit adventurous, you can look at Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I hope I got the name correct. He has Leicester away, Crystal Palace at home, Newcastle at home, Fulham away. Those are good fixtures. So the only worry with Calvert-Lewin will be he's injury prone. So again, you don't want maybe to risk, but he's a good player to look at. The other player, I'll say Watkins. Is it Duran?
Duran, yeah.
Yeah, Duran
the
has been,
sub.
Yes, he's been coming off the bench, but he's been bringing home the points. So they have, like, they play Wolves at home, Ipswich away, Man United away. Of course, that will be a difficult one. Then Fulham away. Those are good. Say
fixtures for him,
for Watkins especially. Yeah.
All right. So before we look at the top captain picks, I want you to let our managers at home give them something about Rashford. Do you think it is the time for them? Because he looks like he's picking up. And I was kind of in a dilemma to like bring him to my team because he looks like he's picking up. Do you think it is the right time for him?
No, definitely not the right time. For me, I go with consistency. And in FPL, you don't want just to transfer in a player because he had one good game. Then now you bring him in, then now he flops on the next match. Remember when I said people were rushing to bring in Madueke? After scoring, was it 3 goals? Then the next match, blanks. So you see, so for me, I'll maybe give Rashford another 1 or 2 matches, depending. But then the other thing is we have to look at the fixtures for Manchester United. Manchester United have the next 4 fixtures. Crystal Palace away. Tottenham at home.
Ooh,
that's a difficult one. As much as it's at Old Trafford.
It is a difficult
Aston Villa away, Villa Park. Tricky one. Then Brentford at home. So I'll be looking to bring in, if maybe Rashford performs well, I'll be looking toward maybe match day around 8, where you guys have, okay, of course you are a Manchester United fan.
Of course I am.
You have Brentford, you have West Ham. So those are good fixtures, but not now.
Not now.
Give him another 2
games to
matches.
pick properly before. And there is this player, of course, who told managers that they regret transferring him out of their teams. But apparently, when coming into the next match day after he chatted, we call it shit, he blanked. What do you think about this situation around Isak? Do you think, I think he's going to be playing Fulham away from home. Do you think the karma will still haunt him? Is he going to perform or?
For now, it's wait and go and see what happens. So for now, I'll give him one more opportunity.
Meaning you have him,
because I still have him in my team. But then the thing is, he has Fulham away. Fulham this season, we have very high expectations of them. They have improved in defense, so we hope that they're going to be a tough opponent. But again, remember that it's not certain because he picked up a knock or something. So we are not very sure. But look at their fixtures: Fulham away, Man City at home, Everton away. So again, for me, I'm just going to give him one more opportunity. If he flops against Fulham, then I sell him, because he's a player that I can sell and bring him Watkins. I can sell and bring in Vardy, as I've said. I can sell and bring in Duran, as I've said. So we have options.
We have options out there that can replace him. All right. So best cheap players options that you think could be for this coming match day, or a few games to come, or the few match days that are coming up?
Again, they're not guaranteed. They're just options that you can look at. Maybe I'll not go into the specifics, but looking at, I hope I get this name correct, Tavernier.
Tavernier.
From Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, yeah.
If you remember, he came so close during the Chelsea match.
Yeah.
He's a out and out kind of player. So chances are going to come to him if they're going to come to anyone in Bournemouth. Then there is it Amadou Onana?
Amadou Onana.
There's
very underrated player.
The Aston Villa guy. He just scored I think he scored yesterday. Their match.
In the Champions League.
So if he continues with that run of form, of course, we are not expecting him to score a lot of goals. But then he's a good option. There's Semenyo from Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, yeah.
Is another good option that you can look at. Then of course there's Smith Rowe. Is also another good option you can look at. A lot of people have Rodgers from Aston Villa, but then the thing is, he's really attacking, but then the end result has not really come to anything. So let's, but they're just players that you can look at. But before I forget, just for the Fantasy Premier League fans out there, remember the following players. They are players that you need to get out of your team. Visa. Is Jonas Visa is going to be out for about 2 months because he picked up, I think, an injury during the Man City match. Muniz from Fulham. Muniz, is playing minutes continually going down. Then if you look at their fixtures, not really good. Welbeck. There's a lot of competition for strikers in Brighton. There's Ferguson. There's João Pedro. So he's not getting he's been playing, but he's not been scoring. So I think it's time you get him out.
Yep. Okay. So top captain picks of this week, of course, the coming match week, and I believe this is one of the most important part, because if you fumble like I did, you will lose. Do you know I had I lost all those points because I gambled on it and I failed. So who do you think our managers out there should go for as captain picks?
I call them the usual suspects.
And remember, put in mind, of course, you said the usual suspects, and I'm sure you're probably gonna go for Sterling and Salah and Haaland. But Haaland is playing Arsenal, while Salah is playing Bournemouth at home. So what do you think managers should do this coming match day?
For me, it has to be either of those two players, unless you want to go a differential. But if you're going differential, you are risking too much. Because the thing with the differential, you only win if they perform really well. Because if they don't, and the normal traditional captains do well, then
you will lose,
for lack of a better word,
positions in your leagues.
So for me, I will be looking at the number one captain pick for match day 5. It will be Mo Salah for me. A match against Bournemouth at home. That's a good match for him to show what he's made of. I think they had they slipped against Nottingham Forest, but I think this is a good opportunity for Mo Salah, and I can see him sneaking 2 goals. Then the other one will be, of course, Haaland. The only time maybe you don't consider Haaland is when maybe he's injured, he's not in the squad. But if he's in the squad, he's a player you have to consider. So for me, yes, it's Arsenal, but remember it's away, it's at the Etihad. So if Man City is going to win this match, then I believe Haaland should be the one to score.
But I also think, I agree with you, but I also think Arsenal have a great defense that could try lock out the target man, who's Haaland, and it could have other players who will be coming in maybe to score for Manchester City. That's what I think, and that's why it is maybe a good move for now, maybe to move to Salah as the captain.
Yes, that's why it's there for this match day. It will be you're looking at Mo Salah as your number 1 pick for captain. Then Haaland can be your vice captain. Because the way, if you look at the fixtures for this weekend, they are not straightforward. It's not again, if you even look at Tottenham, for example, Tottenham playing Tottenham have a match, but
Brentford playing Brentford.
But Son has not been fired.
He's blanking.
He's blanking. So you don't want to risk. But again, even if you're making these picks, For example, if you're making to say have a player like Son in your team, you have also to know in which kind of positions are they playing or their managers playing them. Are they on penalty duties and whatnot? For example, Haaland is on Man City's penalty duties.
It's the first choice.
So you want to have those kind of players in your team.
Speaking of Spurs and not attacking wise, defense wise, because it is the big among the big six, one of the big six teams that is playing at home.
Yes.
If you were to pick between Spurs against Brentford and Liverpool against Bournemouth, a team to keep a clean sheet, which one will it be?
Both have a good opportunity or a good a lot of potential to have a clean sheet, but I'll go. Let me just say I trust Van Dijk more. So I'll go with Liverpool keeping a clean sheet.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Chelsea and Man United are playing away from home, and these are two teams which have been a bit in the mid-table side of things.
Yes.
They're not performing at the top level that is needed, but they have players who, some of the managers that we know and that we don't, have some of the key players in their teams. And by that I'm speaking of Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United and Cole Palmer for Chelsea. Between these two players, who do you think might have a great weekend? Because Chelsea is playing West Ham away from home, and Man United are playing Crystal Palace away from home.
Crystal Palace away from home? Selhurst Park?
Yes.
It's always a difficult place to visit, especially for my Arsenal. But then Chelsea away at West Ham. Just for the first time this time, I tend to believe I see Bruno having a better match. And if more so, if people like Rashford are going to be performing
at a good level.
Yes,
that is your verdict, and we believe these kinds of discussions will bring value to you. And also remember that you can also add value to us. Let us know the players you think will add more, will have better performances in the coming weekend. And that is about our match day 5. We'll be coming again in the match day 6 to review the match day 5. And we appreciate you so much for tuning in until this point. My name is Brian.
And I'm Allan.
And this is the Liquid Sports Show.